Malcolm McDowell, he wrote a book about where he was talking about why certain populations, like certain parts of the world, are rougher. And he was talking about certain parts of America where they were settled initially by people that came from a herding community, so they were like sheep herders in other countries.
Right.
And when they came over to America, when you have a flock of sheep, someone could steal all your food in the middle of the night. They can just take all your sheep. If you're growing corn, it's hard to pick all that fucking corn. You got to throw it in a truck, drag it out. You could just steal someone's sheep. So they're accustomed to extreme violence to protect their sheep. And they're accustomed to acting fast and doing things quickly and violently. And so that's how you got the Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah.
That's what that shit's about. Like, people are like, why are those people such fucking psychos? Well, they came from a psycho community in Europe, and then when they made it over to America, they just kept that tradition going.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about, the Irish and the Scots. And
Did I say
all
Michael
these guys.
McDowell? Did I say Malcolm Gladwell?
Malcolm.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Malcolm Gladwell. Sorry,
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Malcolm Gladwell. It's early.
Yeah, but that's, we still to this day, we talk about, those Irish cats and the Scottish guys, the English guys, if you're in the, like say South London or whatever, some rough guys over there. Where do you think we came from?
Yeah.
I mean, I did one of those tests about my genealogy and all that kind of stuff. And, you hear stuff from your family growing up that I grew up thinking I was part Italian and Native American and all these different things, right? And then I do this thing, and it's like I'm a full-on English, Scottish guy. It's Irish, English, Scottish, almost all of me. Except for, as my daughter says, she goes, Daddy, why aren't we randomly Swiss? I got a little bit of French Swiss. It's like 11%, something like that. And the rest of it's just that stuff. So all those people come over here, and North Carolina or Tennessee, Arkansas, all these places, there are words that we use, which we call the hillbilly language, which actually wasn't considered a hillbilly language in England, but that language was left over. Like we say, reckon you want to go do something? Reckon over there, they still use it.
Yeah.
Airn, meaning one. It's like if you said to me, hey, can I have a beer? And I say, I ain't got Airn. It's A-I-R-N, I ain't got Airn. And all that stuff came from England and Ireland and Scotland.
Well, that's the idea of the Southern accent, right? The Southern accent is an English accent that's just morphed.
Yes.
In a new place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And morphed particularly probably because of the climate. Like the climate changed a lot.
Right.
And one of the weirder things about these stereotypes about the South is the hookworm thing. Do you know that thing?
No, tell me about that.
Okay. This is crazy. So for a long time, a giant percentage of people that lived in the South had hookworm. And hookworm is a parasite that you get in your feet from walking around barefoot.
Okay.
And hookworm affects your cognitive function in a massive way. It makes you slow and stupid. Right. And so this myth of the Southern person being slow and lazy and stupid was all because they were infected with hookworm.
Wow.
Like a giant percentage of these people had hookworm. Like, throw that into our sponsor, Perplexity, and tell me how much hookworm was in the South.
I'm going to cancel my therapist.
The phrase hookworm Southern drawl refers to historical connection between hookworm infections in the American South and certain stereotypes about Southerners, including the way they spoke and behaved. In the late 19th and early 20th century, hookworm infestations were rampant, with estimates suggesting that up to 40% of the people in the region were infected. So hookworm causes symptoms like severe fatigue, anemia, and mental fog, which led to slowness in speech and thought. This contributed to the stereotype of Southerners being lazy or slow-witted, often associated with the Southern drawl. How did they fix that? Like, what medication did they use to fix that? Some sort of a dewormer? Health campaigns?
mean, I've heard of hookworm, but I had no idea that it had any association with this.
Yeah, I didn't either. When I found that out, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. Rockefeller Sanitation Commission surveyed infection rates 40%. Mobile dispensaries travel throughout the region, free deworming medications, and educating local doctors. Okay, so they use some sort of an anti-parasitic.
Oh.
All measures including latrines to improve sanitation, educating communities about the risk of soil contamination, and encouraging the routine of wearing shoes. Isn't that nuts that shoes probably fixed it more than anything? People wearing shoes.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it all came from. That's the hookworm thing.
That's wild.
Isn't that nuts?
It is nuts.
Because when I was a kid, I mean, to this day, when someone if someone wants to make a stereotype about someone being stupid,
Right.
they use a Southern accent
Yeah, it's true.
all the time. Yeah.
Well, I grew up with that. I mean, there was a prejudice in Hollywood when I first got out there. There still kind of is. I can't, I mean, especially coming up. Now, I mean, once you reach a certain level, you can walk into Universal Studios and say, I want to play Betty Davis. And they're like, hey, that's a great idea. But, but when you're coming up, I was the first thing I ever auditioned for in L.A. was a student film. It was like one of those USC student films. And I go in there, and the part was some guy that just got off the turnip truck from Alabama. And I thought, well, I've probably got this. And and I was broke and everything, and it wasn't going to pay anything, but I didn't care. It was like, well, maybe I get my foot in the door, because I didn't go to be an actor anyway. I just thought, well, try this stuff. And I go in there, and I think the casting person and the director are both East Coast people, like New York or somewhere. And I did my little audition, and they said, can you do it more Southern? And I'm like, are you shitting me? It's like, you got to be shitting me. I said, well, what you have to understand is I actually did just get off the turnip truck from back there, and this is how you talk, And of course, my accent is not as thick as it was then, but they just said I wasn't Southern enough, and it was like, oh, I see what they're getting at.
Yeah.
So they wanted the foghorn leghorn,
Yeah.
Now over here, what we have is, and I never heard anybody talk. I grew up down there. I never heard that. And so that's what they would do. There are a lot of performances over the years where people who are not from the South played the part that actually use that accent, and they win Academy Awards and stuff. And I'm like, wow. So anyway, I didn't get this part. And the guy who got the part literally sounded like he was from the Bronx.